Now, the end of a marriage can be hard enough, but cultural pressures can make it even more difficult.
The word divorce needs to be normalised in the South Asian community, says a group who have held an event for Asian single parents recently in Gravesend.
They want people to know that there is life after divorce, despite the stigma that can exist in the community. With more, Megan Samurai.
You've got to realise this is the biggest, hardest decision they're making.
What will people say is a phrase that can be all too familiar in some Asian communities, especially when it comes to being a single parent. This event's been held to get people talking in a joint effort by the Asian Single Parents Network and Gravesend Gurdwara's Health and Wellbeing team.
I think the stigma comes from the older generation who believe you should stick at the marriage no matter what. Some of our mums, for instance, they've gone into Gurdwara and they just get dirty looks because they're divorced, and they just get the feeling they feel very uncomfortable because although it's not being said to them directly, they can tell by the way people look at them, that they're being judged. You know, the Gurdwara held this event today, and I think it gives a clear message to the community to say it's okay to talk about it.
Speaking at the event was filmmaker and photographer Naroop, who started a project called Dad, shining a light on single fathers of colour.
The project's aim is to show and highlight single fathers who are going over and above for their children. I think there is an issue that marriage is something that everyone needs to do. And if you failed in your marriage, then you're a failure as a person. And that's just not the case. Sometimes two people don't work out, and that's okay. There's a lot of people who want to rebuild and be happy. So I think as long as you have a hopeful mindset, life can be just as beautiful as it was when you were married.
We're supporting an event for single parents to get rid of the stigma, to make sure we've got a safe place that people can come without being judged. So it's a hard enough journey as it is going through a separation or being a single parent, and you don't want to come to a place of worship, a safe, peaceful environment, and get judged. There is no stigma. We as a community put that stigma on the subject. So let's get rid of it. It's all in our own heads.
What stood out today was the bravery of those sharing their stories of how they felt ostracised by their community and more isolated than ever as a single parent. They still chose to share what they'd experienced in the hope of making the word divorce more normalised. Megan Samurai, ITV News, Gravesend.
Important, and every time I see Gravesend Gurdwara, I'm reminded of how beautiful it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
The ITV Evening News continues.